entertainment purposes only. Thank you so much. I hope everybody's doing well and staying safe. All right, if the video goes in and out, I don't know what's been happening. Technology, it could be the energy of the eclipse, right? I just thought about that. Check out my community channel because I will be putting a link to my Patreon. I was gone for a while because my channel did get a second strike. I do believe that somebody has found my channel and they are trying to be an asshole, and that's okay because I do not get discouraged at all and I am always determined. So thank you guys so much for the support. Let's get it. Let's go. Keep an eye out for that Patreon link. The streets is hot. What? The streets is on fire. The streets is going crazy. Oh, y'all was emailing me like, Tati, come outside. I was like, I can't. You guys, let's get into it. I want to get into Drake and Future first because I feel like Drake and Future have had such an intense relationship throughout the industry. I do believe that Drake and Future's mixtape they made about 7 years ago now is an incredible body of work. And let's keep it real, y'all. It's almost like Drake has traded out Future for 21 Savage. Drake and 21 Savage have been everywhere together but the shower. Maybe they've been in the shower together too. Shit, the way the industry works, who knows? But there does seem to be a rift in between Drake and Future just dropped Bodies of Work with Metro Boomin, which is actually, I'm not gonna lie, pretty fire. I do think Metro Boomin is one of the top producers and engineers that we do have in the game. And people felt like Future was taking slugs at Drake. So let's see what's going on. I definitely do see it from Drake's end though, because the way Drake and Future used to always work together, and then all of a sudden it's like 21 Savage came and took Future's spot, and there's some sort of like bitter energy there. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. Let me pull my chair up, y'all. Gonna get into it. Drake and Future. Okay. Spirit wants me to talk about the hip hop industry. Right now, they are looking for the next big sacrifice. I cannot lie. You guys know I tell the truth on this channel. This industry is based in a lot of darkness, especially sacrifices. The industry really does sacrifice people. And the hip hop elites, the gatekeepers, are looking for somebody to take the place of Diddy. And if multiple rap beefs have to start at one time so that tension can rise, do you guys understand? We have seen this since the beginning of time. Tupac, Biggie, and so on in the hip hop industry. There is no denying that. Spirit told me to make sure that I say that truth first so that we're coming from a very realistic standpoint here of what happens in this industry. And with Drake and Future, it has a lot of ego, okay? The strength card, holding back from each other because Drake and Future seem to have this really strong like love for each other. But then there's also this energy of like envy. And it's crazy because they both have held their own in the industry for more than 20 years, y'all. Future has been around for a long time. If you really think about it and go back, Future has been around for a fat minute. Same with Drake. And there's the energy here of judging each other. Judgment card. Spirit told me to pull this card out. The problem with Drake and Future is that Future thinks he's better than Drake and Drake thinks that he's better than Future. And I'm getting a middleman. I'm picking up a middleman. Like there was somebody, either it could have been a barber. Remember, these people in the industry, they have similar hairstylists. They have similar clothing stylists. They have similar jewelers, right? They have similar all kinds of shit in the industry. It's a whole bunch of people that know one another. And with this judgment card, I'm picking up that there's a middleman in between Drake and Future that was going back and forth saying, oh man, I saw him and he was talking all this ish, man. Like, I'm hearing it. Like, there's somebody that was going, it's always a middleman in these celebrity readings that's feeding somebody's ego. I swear, I think the industry does this on purpose so that these beefs can keep getting fed and fed and fed until it explodes. And that's what usually happens. But yeah, this middleman was definitely running their mouth crazy, saying all kinds of things, all kind of judgments. And when you rile up two people that have a lot of ego and a lot of money and in their minds a lot of power, right? They start to go a little crazy. They start to try to play God. With this judgment card, I would not be shocked, you guys, if Drake tried to pay someone to do voodoo, santeria, or something on Future. That does not shock me at all. Drake has had verses talking about some voodoo curse hit him on the way to Turks. Drake is into that kind of shit. I've said that on my channel before, that I think he's actually secretly a little creepy, but he hides it through putting out good music. Remember, well, Spirit wants me to say that, remember, the devil made the best music in heaven. The industry is really going to be exposed a lot this year, so keep an eye on the industry and stay really prayed up. Spirit wants me to say that too. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to Drake and Future, like I said, this is just two men that do not know how to tame their egos. I'm laughing because Drake really sat up here and tried to put a curse on Future, y'all. And Future's grandma or Future's great grandma in the astral, she's stepping forward. She's been stopping all of these curses from trying to hit her grandson. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. All right. I'm going to pull one more card on here, and then I'm getting out of Drake and Future's energy, because Drake seems like the kind of person, you guys, Spirit is telling me, that will try to sneak attack people. Like, Drake is the kind of person that shows fake love to sneak attack somebody. So, but Drake is coming out very frustrated as well. Yeah, look, 3 of Swords. This could be a warning for Future to be careful if Drake wants to make amends, because there's something about grudges. Drake has a really bad grudge. So does Future, but Future's grudge is not as bad as Drake's. And there's something here about maybe love interest or women, but Spirit is telling me that it doesn't matter because Drake is very much into men and women. So it doesn't matter. Whoop, that's some tea. All right, next. We got Kendrick Lamar and Pastor Cole. It's really J. Cole, but I'm calling him Pastor Cole, y'all. I heard somebody call him Pastor Cole. I laughed so hard. I'm still laughing right now. I'm like, I gotta use that in my video. All right. So it seems like a lot of people have always backed down from beefs with Kendrick Lamar. Sorry, you guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. My camera needs to focus. Focus, camera. Thank you. It's a lot of energy that's going on right now. But there's been so many people that have came up against Kendrick and ended up apologizing. And I made this joke where I was like, everyone comes up against Kendrick, but Kendrick is scared to do a song with Nicki Minaj. I just think that's really funny, but Kendrick is absolutely somebody that has put himself in hip hop and maintained a very intense status and a very intense talent for what he does naturally, right? J. Cole is sweet to his core. I know I'm being funny by calling him Pastor Cole, But J. Cole is very sweet to his core. I have done a reading on him before where he is. J. Cole has a lot of water placements, like deep in his chart, and it really hits him in his heart chakra and his throat chakra the most when he feels certain energies. J. Cole is a very high level empath. I guess we can go ahead and call him a Hiokia, which is one of the highest level of empaths that there is, where it's like you cannot help but feel certain energy in your bodily chakras, your main ones. And he naturally has a lot of intense connection spiritually and to past lives. So J. Cole is a very just naturally born spiritual person. And I really do believe that maybe one day him and Kendrick Lamar could work together. I do feel like this was a lot of he say, she say as well when it comes to J. Cole and Kendrick, because J. Cole was just on stage at Dreamville and he basically said how a lot of, I'm going to call them yes men, because I think everybody has yes men in their lives. And as you gain celebrity status and as you get a lot of money, you gain more yes men because you got more people that want to be up your ass, right? That's just how some people are. They clout chasing, they hungry like that. And I feel like around Kendrick and J. Cole, they both have these kind of yes men. And J. Cole even said that he was coerced by his yes men to even start going with the back and forth. But the thing is, like been coming down on necks when, especially when he did, I heard it, especially when he did that song with Baby Keem. Shit, I cannot remember the name of it right now. I know somebody will and put it in the comments. But he said, burn that hard drive. Okay, like something shitting on, smoking on the top 5. Listen, Kendrick's just been going crazy. And I wonder if Kendrick has some sort of like extra energy around him, because I do feel that about Kendrick. I don't think I've ever done a full reading on Kendrick, but I do feel like he has a lot of extra protection, extra spirit, energy around him that come from really high places. Okay, I'm kind of talking like the powers that were energy here. But Kendrick and J. Cole are not too different from each other. And I think that this might end up in a collaboration. We got the Queen of Swords in reverse. Who is this woman? Dude, is there a woman in between J. Cole and Kendrick here? Because this is this is interesting that this is coming out, actually. There's also the energy of this being about a female. But I feel like with this Queen of Swords in reverse, there's a certain female in the industry, and she's a witch, and she goes around to all of these different men in the industry, not just J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. Thank you, Spirit. This woman is a high-level witch, and she goes around to all the different men in Hollywood, rappers, all kinds of men. She's been around Jay-Z. I'm seeing Jay-Z. She's been around Meek Mill. I'm seeing Meek Mill. She's been around Tyga. I'm seeing Tyga. This woman goes around to all the men in the industry. She's a high-level witch. Is this Kim Kardashian? This definitely is at least like 2 women in the industry that's known that go around to these men secretly and have secret encounters with them and put some kind of weird ass energy on them. Yeah, it's coming out way too strong. Ace of Cups, the Fool. Yep, make them act a fool with the devil. This is some kind of dark energy work. But there's a female that goes around to all of the male rappers. This is like some ritualistic stuff that the industry does. Yeah. Next. Okay, I'm getting out of that energy. Where's my holy water? Amen. Ashe. All right. Last but not least. Young Miami finally spills the motherfucking beans that were sitting on Diddy's pedestal. JT and Glorilla actually went back and forth on Twitter, and I want to get into their. I want to do a quick reading on JT. I'm actually going to switch decks. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit told me to switch decks because that witch in the industry, I picked up a very intense truth that a lot of people in the industry be like talking about behind the scenes with that witch that goes around to all the rap guys and sleeps with them. Yeah. So, all right. Glorilla and JT, they were going back and forth, and Glorilla was alluding to the fact that she really actually did touch JT at an award show. And that's why Glorilla had that line in that song, slapping rap bitches and making bail, ho, on that song, Yeah Glow. All right, let's see. And then JT and Glorilla proceeded to go back and forth in different tweets of them both calling each other broke, ghetto, this, that, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Literally, to me, it just seemed like a whole bunch of bullshit. But what we've got with Glorilla and JT, Spirit is saying that these are two women that have egos that are so fucking big, and they both feel like they should win over each other. So I wouldn't be shocked that with JT and Glorilla, if they both did underhanded tactics, like send people towards each other. People in the industry always sending people at people. Like, that's one of the things I be telling y'all about the illusion in this world. A lot of people, they act calm and collected and they're not bothered, but secretly they will go as far as to send people, pay people, bribe people. Hey, go towards this person, sabotage them, fuck up their life. Victory. Both JT and Glorilla, they both want to win against each other. This is more so Glorilla's energy. Spirit is telling me, I'm seeing Glorilla in this card. Spirit is telling me that Glorilla has a hard time comprehending. I'm not trying to call her slow. That's what Spirit is saying. So just follow with me. But JT has more sense than Glorilla does. Glorilla is an industry puppet put here to put down the vibration more and more and more. Not saying that JT doesn't have some of that puppet energy. Everybody in the industry is a puppet. That's what you gotta, be woke enough to understand when you are in this world. But Glorilla is someone that was put here to perpetuate that negative hood rat booger energy more. That's just what's coming out. Okay, on account of my people, I am black. So definitely Glorilla would do something to ensure that she can see JT have some kind of fall. So I would say JT will always be good, but Glorilla does seem like the kind of person who would like go see somebody and do something energetically for a victory. Okay. Wait, give me a second. I'm getting a download. Glorilla has already been working with high priestesses. I'm seeing a high priestess in this card, or a voodoo lady. But yeah, they're both ignorant. That's what Spirit is saying. Spirit is like, okay, next. Like, they're over. They're really over Glorilla's energy. Glorilla has very weird ass energy. I'm being told to move on from her. All right. JT and Young Miami. It seemed like things started in between Saucy Santana and JT first, because Saucy Santana came out with a certain tweet, and for some reason JT felt that fire. I already think that there was trouble in between her and Carisha and Saucy Santana from that episode of Carisha Please, where she had JT and Saucy Santana both on there, and they literally sat there and gaslighted JT till she started crying. From that moment on, I always there was some kind of issue there because of the way that it seemed like Carisha and Saucy Santana were just looking at her upside her head to where she felt the energy so much. JT sat there on that couch and cried and said, oh, I feel like, we're not really friends. And when I did a reading on them in 2020, I told y'all, these girls are not friends. These are people that just happened to get into business together. And also they were two people down to do the ritualistic things that you got to do in the industry. They were down for it together. And if Young Miami wasn't seeing any success with JT being in jail, she would have stopped a long time ago. Okay, Spirit is saying Young Miami is just very fame hungry, but JT is more heart centered. Goddess of the Moon is coming out again. Literally, this is like the High Priestess card in this deck, okay? I feel like JT just tries to play things as smart as possible, but JT already deep down inside, she already knew that Young Miami was possibly talking shit about her while she was in jail, or that Young Miami held some kind of resentment against her because JT did end up getting in trouble for something that now is, you know, it's something now that JT sees like as something that she should not have done, but she just was very desperate at that time. And it's crazy because Young Miami has done things out of being desperate as well. So it's like Spirit is saying Young Miami is calling the kettle calling the pot black, basically. It's like y'all both had to do things out of desperation, just ended up getting in jail. Carisha, and now we'll see and what's going on with Carisha, because Carisha's extra on edge because the information that came out about Carisha being involved with trafficking peak cocaine for Diddy. Yeah, the world card. The only reason why this is happening is because the world is actually sitting on Young Miami's shoulders for once. Young Miami thought she was sitting on top of the world. Young Miami thought she was going to be the one to be above JT and really just own the world. This is my world. Now Young Miami is being forced to look at the world in a whole nother way while JT rises. I'm not saying things with JT over there and her relationship with Uzi is all flowers, but what I am saying is that Young Miami is now having to face a whole bunch of scrutiny, and it's like karma in this world card. Spirit is I'm seeing the word karma being spelled out in this card that Young Miami is going through, because Young Miami, you did a lot of disgusting things with Diddy. Spirit is telling me to call you out personally, Young Miami. You've done a lot of disgusting things with that man, including things with young people, Young Miami, and you know it. And I said that on my last reading that the truth was going to come out. No matter how many NDAs you hand out, no matter what it is, the truth will come out because the truth is not in your hands. It is in heaven's hands, and heavens always prevail. Woman holding a heart, man holding a heart. I almost feel like Young Miami is gonna let Young Miami is gonna let Diddy drag her down, which is very sad. This is a woman that has 2 children. Let's think about that for a second, please. Let's have some kind of sense of realism. This is not Mob Wives, okay? This is very sad. Spirit is telling me, think about the children. But what I'm getting here is that JT has her strategy. JT has her plan. JT will get very far in the industry. She does have an appreciation for herself. And I feel like JT is trying to like heal herself in a sense as well. And it's like she cares about Young Miami so much, though. That's what I'm getting, because the Archangel Raphael came out and he talks about the heart chakra, and that card came out and it's coming out. JT really loves Young Miami. She doesn't want anything bad to happen to Young Miami, but she understands that she has put herself in this place because she tried to have a strategy as to where she would feel like she was always above everybody else. But sadly, it's turned on her because Young Miami, you were not being clean out here in these streets. And your name is linked to a lot of bullshit and a lot of contracts. What I'm also seeing here is a lot of contracts being signed to try to keep things hush-hush, but I'm seeing them burn into fire. It doesn't matter. I'm hearing Young Miami needs to start praying. Young Miami needs to start repenting. Spirit is telling me to stop here. Thank you guys so much. Please check out High Vibrational Channels. I have it in the description box below. Very powerful for dissolving negative energies. If you're an empath and you just want like a heighten up in your energy, because this world can be so draining to empaths, please check out those channels. I have in the description box below. People have been emailing me about how they've been helping them energetically shift and really help them mindset and just vibration, period. So please, those channels like free medicine. I love you guys enough to share them with you. Please check out those high vibrational channels. Personal readings, those get cracking in the description box. I love you guys.